The two secrets of Lalicity as given to Pope Pius XI. The Lalicity apparition preceded that Lourdes apparition to Saint Benedette by 12 years. The Blessed Virgin appeared on the now famous La Salette Mount in France to two children. One was a little shepherd boy, 11 years of age, and the other a poor timid girl, 14 years of age. These two children suddenly became famous in France, Italy, and throughout Europe. The name of the little boy is Peter Maximin Giroud, and that of the girl, France Malini Mathieu. Pardon me if I'm not good at pronouncing names. On Saturday, September 19th, 1846, between 2 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they both beheld the apparition. It was recognised as worthy of credence by the Pope Pius XI on August 24th, 1852, and has been known throughout the Catholic world as Our Lady of Lalicite. The following are the secrets of Maximin Giroud. On the 19th of September 1846, I saw a lady brilliant like the sun, whom I believe to be the Holy Virgin. However, I have never said it was the Holy Virgin. I have always said that I saw a lady, but never ventured to affirm that it was the Holy Virgin. From what I'm going to state here, it appertains to the Church to judge whether it was truly the Holy Virgin or some other person. She gave me my secret about the middle of her conversation with me. After these words, the grapes shall rot and the chestnuts shall be bad, the lady began by saying to me, number 1, 3/4 of France shall lose the faith, and the other fourth that will preserve it with practice with tippity. Tippity means lukewarm, spiritually. Number 2, peace shall not be given to the world until men will be converted. 3, a Protestant nation in the north shall be converted to the faith, and through the means of that nation the others shall return to the Holy Catholic Church. Number 4, the next pope shall not be a Roman. Number 5, when men shall be converted, God will give peace to the world. Number 6, afterwards this peace shall be disturbed by the monster. Number 7, the monster shall arrive at the end of this 19th century, at the latest at the commencement of the 20th. Number 8, in this time the Antichrist will be born of a nun of Hebrewic descent, a false virgin, who will have intercourse with the ancient serpent, with the master of impurity and putrefaction. Putrefaction means stinks. He stinks. His father will be a bishop. He will perform false miracle signs. He'll perform false miracles and sustenance only on veterating faith. He will have his brethren, who will be children of evil, but not incarnate devils like himself. Soon they will be at the head of armies, supported by the legions of hell. Number 9, up ye children of light, and fight, for behold, the age of ages, the end, the extremity is at hand. The church passes into darkness. The world will be in a state of consternation, perplexity, and confusion. 10, Enoch and Elias, they will suddenly appear on earth full of the Spirit of God. When the church becomes darkened and the world in terrible agony, they will convert those of good will and comfort the depressed Christians. With the help of the Holy Ghost, they will have great success against the heresies of the Antichrist, but in the end they will be delivered unto death. The Book of Our Lady, Joachim Clement's Prophecies, page 157. I'm just here to expose what's been going on with the church. Acting upon this counsel, they redistributed the spheres of working among themselves in order that each squadron of demons might be with a specialised astuteness tempt men to different vices. They resolved to continue to propagate idolatry in the world, so that men might not come to the knowledge of the true God and the redemption. Wherever idolatry would fail, they conclude to establish sects and heresies, for which they would select the most perverse and depraved of the human race as leaders and teachers of error. Then there was concocted among these malignant spirits the sect of Mahomet, the heresies of Ios, Pelagius, Nestorius, and whatever other heresies have been started in the world from the first ages of the Church until now, together with those which they have in readiness readiness, but which is in neither necessary nor proper to mention here. Lucifer himself, content with these infernal counsels as being opposed to divine truth and destructive of the very foundation of man's rescue, namely divine faith, he lavished flattering praise on high officers upon those demons who showed themselves willing and who undertook to find the impious originators of these errors. Some of the devils charge themselves with perverting the inclinations of children at their conception at birth, and others to induce parents to neglect in the education and instruction of their children, either through an ardent love or aversion, and to cause a hatred of parents among the children. Some offered to create hatred between husbands and wives to place them in the way of adultery, or to think little of the fidelity promised to their conjugal partners. All agree to sow among men the seeds of discord, hatred, and vengeance, proud and sensual thoughts, so they can influence you when you're unaware of it, sleep and awake. Desire of riches or honours, and by suggesting sophistical reasons against all the virtues Christ has taught. Above all, they intend to weaken the remembrance of his passion and death, of the means of the salvation and of the eternal pains of hell. By these means the demons hope to burden all the powers and the facilities of men with solitude for earthly affairs and sensual pleasures, leaving them little time for spiritual thoughts and their own salvation. And I'm going to leave it there because I am going to do readings on the prophecy of the two French children to carry on. But I'm also going to share here the 15 promises of Our Lady. The rosaries that I've posted up on my TikTok, there's 3 of them, but there's 4 prayers. The main rosary can be said with not just the normal prayer of the rosary, it can also be said to St. Gertrude, which is part of the 144,000 prayer. I have posted up, and I will screenshot this properly, and I'll write it down on a little thing for people to read properly, so what the rosaries will help with. I'll do the same thing with the 9 choirs of angels, the 7 sorrows of Our Lady, the St. Gertrude prayer. I'll do separate readings, or I'll write them up on my TikTok so you can read it and screenshot it for yourselves. If you like my content and you like to hear the exposing of Satanism and what Satan's plans is for over our lives, I will expose as well, which I do have a book there to expose them. They actually are Yodas and trolls. They are the Star Wars beings, or should I say skinwalkers, these fallen angels, these fallen aliens that claim to be aliens, but they're nothing more than elemental spirits. They're nothing more than marine spirits, incubus and succubuses, and they drag people down into the bottomless pit, which is the ocean. There is a video based on it.
A man possessed by demons who identify themselves as Legion, for we are many. He cast out the demons, who then possess a nearby herd of swine. Immediately, the entire herd goes crazy and commits mass suicide by stampeding down a hillside and off a cliff into the sea. The seas have always belonged to him. Why did Jesus walk on water? To show his power over the devil. Book of Revelation, dragons and the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Where do they come from? They rise from the sea.
Like I said, number 8. He will have brethren who will be children of evil, but not incarnate demons like himself. Soon they'll be at the head of army, supported by the legions of hell. Legion also represents a fallen squadron, or whatever you'd like to class it as. Legion was cast into a herd of pigs. So the armies all around the world are being supported by legions. And you've got angels up in heaven, they're called a legion of angels. Then you've got the opposite of the angels in heaven, which is also exposing the 9 choirs of angels who do God's will. But those that don't do God's will, they're classed as fallen angel of legions, for they are many. So I'll be continuing on the next video with the next secret of Our Lady, what she gave to the little girl. Stay prayed up with the rosary, and please share and like and subscribe to my YouTube as well.